What up, squad? D20 here, and today I would like to talk a little bit about this Frag Bard build that I've had brewing in my mind for a little while. I think it's got some fun potential, and I'd love to share it with you, so let's take a look. Ideally, I think this works best as a support role for someone like Hoffman or Carly, but you can be flexible. The goal of this build is to generate as much value for the team while still being able to carry a shit ton of grenades. Copper Scavenger is always among these, and for now I'm running Lucky Pennies, though I'm going to test Money Grubbers as a lot of people are saying Money Grubbers is more effective. Overall though, you don't want more than 2 coin generating cards because there's a lot of other things this deck needs to pull off. Next up we have Offensive Inventory Scavenger, so we can start hucking nades as soon as possible. Follow that up with the Grenade Pouch so we can carry more of those lovely grenades. Now we switch gears a little bit and start buffing our team damage with Marked for Death. This allows us to call out a big SI more effectively and makes up for the 10% damage reduction we'll be doing to them because of the Grenade Pouch. Overall, I loved Marked for Death. It's one of my favorite ways to increase the amount of damage your team does and also have some utility. Mandatory PT, pretty self-explanatory. We're already getting more copper for our team. We're already getting more throwables for our team. We're already helping the damage. Let's help their stamina. And while we're at it, let's help them support us a little bit more with surplus pouches. Having all these nade slots for your team makes the final level of Act 3 an absolute blast, and most levels a blast, as throwables are a lot of fun. Ammo for All is another nice team buff that doesn't act to our detriment. Safe Room Recovery is an interesting card. It should maybe be higher up in the deck or not included at all, but it's an interesting way to reduce trauma damage, so I'm trying it out. Confident Killer is another one of my favorite ways to increase team damage, as you rack up mutation kills pretty fast to get you to that 15% pretty early. These next 2 slots could vary, but I find them useful for when the team's in a pinch and I'm not the main medic role, or revive role. Inspiring Sacrifice and Avenge the Fallen just kind of help to take the pressure off a little bit when somebody gets knocked, so the Reser can serve their role and revive with less pressure, ideally. And bringing up the last 3 cards, we have Improvised Explosives and Bomb Squad. These just kind of make our throwables that much more damaging, so we can really put out that DPS if we have to, that crowd control if we have to, later in the game. These are fun cards. If you wanted to go a more frag-oriented build, there are other cards that do more accessory damage, but I stuck with these 2 for now. And bringing up the very end, we have Needs of the Many, which gives a whole team an extra life, which is huge, but it comes at quite a detriment, so I've left it for the last card, just in case it's not quite what the situation calls for. While I have found this deck to be pretty fun and effective for helping run my newer friends to the game through recruit mode, I have yet to test it too extensively on veteran. Mostly because it's hard to find a good squad that's committed to each playing a different role on the team when you're playing with randos, and some of my Discord buddies aren't quite there yet, but I do think this has potential between generating the extra copper, the ample supply of throwables that it provides not only to you, but to your team as well, with the surplus grenade pouches. Means you can handle some situations that might be a little sticky if you didn't quite have all those resources available. My temptation in earlier Bard builds, as I like to call them, Bard being a Dungeons & Dragons reference to a character that buffs your team, but isn't super necessarily strong himself, but adds a lot of powerful buffs to the team. And what I would be doing in Back 4 Blood was I would tend to go a little bit too heavy on stuff that helped the team out, made their stats better, gave them more slots, what have you, but have those downsides, those detriments to your own character. So while I'm okay, I kind of need that extra 20% health more than my team might need an extra life. So I feel this build has struck a good balance. Doesn't go too heavy on copper, too heavy on throwables, doesn't make himself too lightweight. As you can see here, near the end of Act 3, I've got 5 pipe bombs, which makes this usually pretty difficult prison run sequence. Well, not quite a breeze, but very close to it. Keeping in mind while I'm clearing common and hucking grenades, I'm also giving passive buffs to my team's stamina and pouches, so it's even better than it seemed. I think this build would fulfill the support role very well in a 4-man squad. You run 2 DPSs, a dedicated healer, and this Bard build to round it out, and I think you've got a pretty effective squad for taking on veteran. Maybe even Nightmare? Though, we're not there yet, fam. But that's all I got for the Frag Bard build right now. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and like if you found any entertainment value from this video whatsoever, and drop a comment if there's something specific you'd like a video done on in the future. Once again, I'm D20. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.